Welcome everybody to World of Tanks replays. My name is Maxwell and today's first replay is from the user Goyrad or Goyrad, and he is driving the Bat.Chat 25 ton on an encounter battle on Winter Himmelsdorf. Bat.Chat being a tier 10 medium tank and auto loader for the French. Going to be a couple of auto loader replays for you today because I know you like seeing the auto loader replays. You love seeing those big numbers and huge scores. So it's going to be this one and one other auto loader. See if you can guess which one it is. Gets early spots on absolutely everybody coming down that middle lane there. Unfortunately for him, wasn't quite loaded. Bat.Chat just got a slightly long reload there. Does spot out two counterpart, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, auto loaders there in the form of the 5120 and that T57 heavy. Was trying to get some sneaky shots through a little ruined doorway there, but looks like nobody's heading along this way. He's got to be careful here because he hasn't really got the backup. This can be a very, very strong position, but he hasn't really got the backup of the allied team here. You can see all the tanks that came down the hill rather than up the hill are camped on the banana line rather than here offering some support. You can see the T57 firing off some shots, wondering if the 5120 is going to be doing the same thing. It looks like he's just going to come around and maybe have a go at Goyrad here. It's going to be a little bit of a risky situation as they've both got pretty high clip damage. And Goyrad's still got no support here. 5120 can't make his mind up whether he wants to go for this or not. Goyrad just hanging around in the area. 5120 moves out into the open, probably just checking to see if he's got any support. See if he's got any support, then they would have fired at him at the 5120 already. And then because there's nobody fired at him already, makes his move, goes round, lures Goyrad into having one shot, and then thinks to himself, right, I can go now. Takes one hit, takes another, manages to get some tracking damage onto him. Fires another good one, keeps him tracked, fires another one. And that's all he can do. 5120 does finally get taken out by the T110E4. But Goyrad had to trade all of his hit points there pretty much for the 5120. And some would say that's absolutely not a fair trade. And when you just look at it on paper, then no, that is indeed not a fair trade at all. But I mean, when caught in this position, that is the best of a bad situation there made by Goyrad. There was no way that he could have gotten out of this position without taking considerable damage anyway. With him, this can be a very strong position if you've got the backup. So really, once the decision to come here had been made, that was the only thing that he could do, really, was going to be trade with the 5120. Very unfortunate not to get any damage on that T57 heavy there. Goyrad going to try and lure him out into the open. Gets one good hit on him. He misses. Gets a second. Picks up his first kill now of the match. Very, very unlucky play from the T57 Heavy there. Missing his first shot. He could have taken Goyrad out. No problem whatsoever. Making a move. Decides now to reload his cannon. As he starts flanking around the back of everybody. Gets himself in this little cubby hole here. Just while he reloads. Just in case somebody was following him. Going to make sure that anybody going across that path to the south there is not going to spot him out. Decides now to make a move around the very north of the map. The battle on the hill is going well for the allies at the moment. Looks like they've got the enemy trapped in a pincer movement. Unfortunately, down on the ground, it's not going as well. The enemy team has got a base capture underway, and they do have more tanks on the banana line than the allies do. Looks like it is a T30 going for a cap, but he finds the rear of an Object 704, and this is going to be an easy kill. Takes him out. Now the Jagdpanzer E100, not really very aware of what's going on. Unfortunately, that one just bounced. He starts to slowly spin all the way around, but Goyrad just takes his damage, reverses, and just says to himself, I'm getting out of here. Looks like the IS-7 has managed to reset the T30 in the cap circle now. And that was a good piece of work. Battle on the hill still raging. Goyrad dropped all the way back now and possibly going to try and come around the back of this Jagdpanzer E100. Last time we saw him, he was facing up towards where Goyrad was, but it looks like he is now moving into the street along the D line that he was thinking about moving to, so just has a quick little change of plan there, and he's going to move around the far left hand flank of the battle and try and come around the back of this Jagdpanzer E100. Not really sure who the Jagdpanzer E100 is positioning for. maybe trying to get some shots up on the hill, as that battle is going pretty badly for the enemy team there. Even though it is going badly, they are still hanging on. Goyrad comes around the back, gets one good hit on the Jagdpanzer E100. One more is all he needs. Takes it and picks up kill number 3. That T30 is still in the south there. Looked like he was looking in this direction, so don't really want to pop out and trade with him. Just leaves it long enough and then decides to reverse back and thinks to himself, I am going to have a look at that T30, considering the E50M is coming in from the south to hold his attention as the E50M comes in. Goyrad takes his time. Unfortunately, just bounces that one on the sidearm. The second one only gets a critical hit. Third and last shot manages to hit him and track him. And the T30 is still concentrating on the E50M. Unfortunately, there's nothing more that he can do here. He's got to leave this one to the hands of the E50M, as he is going to have to reload that cannon himself. Rocking forwards and backwards, just as a matter of course, even though there is no artillery in the game. And it looks like with that kill on the T30, that just leaves this E75 and a couple of other tanks down on the floor there. Looks like the ones that won the battle there, the T110E3 and the ST1, have now decided to start making a move towards the hill. E75 squaring off against the E50M. And that's going to be a pretty even battle armor-wise, an E75 versus the E50M. E50M should have the better of that one, just considering that he does have a better maneuverability and more hit points. But Goyrad not going to leave anything to chance. He's going to come around behind, takes one good shot, sets him on fire, picks up kill number 4. So that just leaves this T110E3 and this ST1, who are now in a battle on the hill there. Going to see how many hit points the Allied team has. They're not looking particularly healthy. So these guys, well, the ST1 has just fallen there to the Jagdpanzer E100, but this T110E3 can be pretty damn troll, as you can see. Still got 1,300 hit points there, but Goyrad comes around behind him, takes one good hit, was aiming for the track, didn't quite get it. There we go, takes out his track, sets him on fire, and gets a huge amount of damage. Takes one more, gets the kill. That is kill number 5 for Goyrad and 6,500 points of damage. So a little bit unfortunate not to get a Top Gun medal there, but that's the way these things go. 6,500 damage is definitely nothing to be frowned upon. So awesome game from you. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Don't forget to stick around, because as always, the score screens and another game coming right up. And our second replay is from the user Kafraka. No idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly, probably not, but it looks like Kafraka to me. And he is driving the T54E1 on an assault battle on the Siegfried line, and they are attacking. The enemy team is defending. T54E1 being a Tier 9 auto-loader medium tank for the Americans. Told you would have a pair of auto-loaders for you today, and this is the second and final one. T54E1, a pretty strong tank. If we just take a very quick look at the stats on its gun, 390 Alpha, 210 Pen, so it is pretty good. Penetration could be a little bit better for a Tier 9, although it is better than the T54, which has a standard pen of 201. 210 is pretty average, not fantastic, but not terrible. Alpha damage of 390 is pretty damn good, especially with the 4 shells in the auto-loader. Just got to keep an eye on the guys on the left-hand side. Looks like the enemy has rushed 2 heavy tanks all the way to the 7 line. Going to be setting up on that ridge. It's a bit of a daring move by them. Gets one good hit on this Tiger 1. Going to see if he can get another one. There we go. Going to see if he can actually take this Tiger 1 out in a single clip. One more shot's all he needs. He's able to get him, and that's kill number 1 with his first clip of the game. Do just want to very quickly say that Kafraka looks like he is using the server reticule, so when the server jumps around a little bit, I do apologise. There's nothing I can do about that. I cannot turn server reticule off for display if somebody was using it during the game that they were playing. So just lining up this T28 prototype, he's probably hoping for a little bit faster reload, but it looks like he may be able to get some damage on him, although it looks like the T28 prototype has now dropped back and hidden behind something. There is still an IS-3 to the north, so if he was feeling pretty brave, didn't think he was going to get shot in the side by that E75 or that T28, could probably flank that IS-3 and take him out. The 110 calling for help. To be honest, if the 110 can just hold the IS-3, E75 and T28 prototype's attention, that's going to be more than enough good done by him. Doesn't really need to push, just if he can hold 3 high-tier tanks' attention, he's done a fantastic job already. Kafraka deciding to move into the city now, advancing forward using the pillboxes cover from the front. And there we go, spots out the E75. It looks like he's managed to get into cover before that E75 is able to take a shot. Finds a surprise Tiger 1 here. Going to see if he can feast on the second Tiger of the game. Did take one big hit from the Tiger. One more hit's all he needs. There we go. Picks up kill number 2. Taking out 2 Tiger 1s. Not quite able to get 100% of the hit points on the first Tiger, but definitely gets 100% of the hit points on the second. And this thing just feasts on tier 7s and feasts on your tiers. Did take a little bit of damage himself. Looks like he's going to take a little bit more from this E75. But trading quite well at the moment. Like I said, taking out 2 Tigers, which are heavy tanks. Only losing about 600 of his own hit points. Going to see if he can find something on the IS-8 as he backs away there, but it looks like he is well into cover. He's going to have to advance a little bit further forward. Is able to spot him through the archers here. Looks like the IS-8 had a shot, but he's been set on fire. And Kafraka takes him out and does another 1,137 damage to that IS-8. So having a storming game so far. Fired 3 clips and done almost 4,000 points of damage. Had 1 shell left in the chamber, but decided just to reload that one as he doesn't want to be left short if he gets assaulted by an E75, who is pressing on that left-hand side, but it looks like he missed his shot and he is now backing off. The IS-3 from earlier that was squaring off against the 110 has now dropped back and started to make a path towards the city. Kafraka's just keeping an eye on this IS, doesn't want to take any unnecessary damage, has seen a T-34, but he's concealed by the terrain, not quite loaded yet. There we go, takes his first shot. IS bounces, very unfortunate for him. Should have been able to put some damage onto the T54E1 with that huge cannon. Unfortunately, he just bounced that one and gets taken out in return. Got 2 shells left in the chamber, so going to see if we can flank around the rear of this E75. Got to be careful though. The E75 was facing this direction, saw that he had fired, so now is the perfect opportunity to pop himself out, put one through the side of his turret and pick up kill number 5. Still 1 in the chamber, so he decides to go for a reload there. The reload on this tank isn't fantastically punishing. You can see it's about 34 seconds there, so not great, but not terrible either. I know from experience that the AMX 5100 has a 48-second reload on that canister, so it is very, very punishing. You've really got to choose your times when you want to reload. Does see a Pershing, see a medium tank pushing up through the city now, trying to offer some kind of defense. So Kafraka is pretty much loaded, so he's going to flank around behind this Pershing, take him by surprise while he's trying to take the M103 by surprise. Got to wait for the reticule to catch up. That's 1 hit, that's 2, and that is kill number 6 in the well-deserved Top Gun medal. That's his driver taken out by the T-44, but the T-44 hasn't got enough hit points. He gets caught out in the open and he gets taken out. Now Kafraka's going to back off, and I'm pretty sure he uses that medical kit. He does indeed, to bring his driver back to life. Taking out that T-44 was kill number 7 now, and 5,500 points of damage. Now got to press down on this T-28 prototype and this T-54. T-54 is looking a little bit worse for wear, especially now that he gets smacked in the face by that M103. Only got 215 hit points left. Kafraka's got half of his hit points. So he is going to be able to trade very, very well with any tank that he comes up against. Even if this T-28 prototype lands a hit on him from somewhere, he's going to be able to take that and probably take out the T-28 prototype, who has only 851 hit points left. There we go, takes a hit from him, gets 1 good hit. 1 more if he gets a high roll is all he needs. Doesn't quite get the high enough roll, but he definitely has a shot left. Can he get it? Yes, he can. And it looks like the M103 punished the T54 for getting a shot onto his ally there, and he gets taken out as well. And that just leaves this IS-3 and this T-34 somewhere on the field. T-34, I thought was last spotted in the south there, but it looks like we can't. There he is, all the way in the very, very south of the map. A little bit of strange positioning from him. IS-3 still in the city. Still reloading his cannon, so we're going to see if he can get some damage onto this guy. It'd be nice if he could pick up a Pool's medal, but I don't think he's going to reach the T-34 in time, considering he is all the way on the south. And that E-75 looks like he is intent on capping this one out. And there's an IS Tiger P and a Rheinmetall closing down on the T-34. Hopefully he can take out this IS-3 for his 9th kill, which will be well deserved. Gets around the side of this IS-3 who is tracked, gets one good hit. Can he get another one to take him out? He can indeed. Kill number 9. Almost 7,000 points of damage. He's got 2 shells in the chamber. Got to start making a move towards this T-34. But to be honest, I think it's a lost cause, especially now the T-34 has been vanquished. And that is GG and the victory. So if there was ever a game that was the definition of carrying your team to victory, this is the one, with 9 kills and almost 7,000 points of damage. So awesome replay there from Kafraka, showing his skill in the T54E1. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Don't forget, guys, if you've got yourself a great replay, send that into replay@screenreality.com. Link for that is in the description. Either attach the link to the What Replay website or attach the replay file itself to your email so I can check that one out. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, found it useful, informative, you learned something, or you just enjoyed it, think about hitting that subscribe button, because there's a lot more World of Tanks content on this channel. So I have been Maxwell, this has been World of Tanks Replays, and I will catch you guys next time.